have a collect call from. Press 1 to accept charges.
Hey you guys, it's the Queen Carter and you're tuned in to Press 1 Podcast. And today I have a special guest by CJayDaTruth. How you doing, CJ?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for coming out today. So can you let us know a little bit about yourself, like where you from?
Oh, man. I'm from the 9th Ward, raised in the Florida Project. Moved to Kenner when I was 18 and been in Kenner ever since.
Okay. So how do you feel about the Kenner New Orleans thing? Like,
well, for me, my family from the city.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of my aunts from Cali, the Magnolia, Kid Black, my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up together. So my family on my mama's side throughout the city, but my dad's side in Kenner. So that's where the Kenner New Orleans thing come from.
Okay, so do people give you like smack about that? Like,
oh nah, man, they know, they know what's up,
Yeah,
they know what's up.
Okay, so how was it growing up in Kenner?
Like I said, Kenner, where I really jumped off the porch at.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Park to be exact, 27th Street.
Okay.
That's why I jumped off the porch at. So it was cool.
Yeah.
My hood, like Susan Park, really like a project. Like a New Orleans project that just sat inside Kenner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we was back there.
So, how was your upbringing? Like, how many siblings do you have?
I got a brother.
Mm-hmm.
A brother and a sister, a little sister.
Okay. You had 2-parent home?
Yeah.
Okay.
2-parent home.
Why you say it like that?
I mean, growing up, with a stepdad, it's kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
But he did show me a lot of love, taught me a lot of things too. So.
Okay. Where was your real father?
My real father was staying in Kenner.
Okay. So did you get to see him?
Oh yeah, every weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to school in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But on weekends, we used to be going to Kenner. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were here for Katrina?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Oh man, it was rough. Well, I didn't stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
I left like the day before.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I had to get out.
Where were you living at, Texas?
I actually went to Mississippi.
Okay.
A lot of my family went to Houston. I'm like, I ain't want to fight that traffic, so
yeah, I
went to Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay. So you seem like you had a good upbringing and things. So where do you feel like the trouble started for you?
Man, I see the trouble started when my mama died. When I was 17 in the project, in the Florida Project to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
So mom's died from there, at the time I didn't know, but I fell into a depression.
Okay.
So I went from trying to make it to the NBA to, all right, now I'm about to go in the streets.
You play sports?
I play basketball.
Okay.
So that I kind of ran away from, like a lot of people, they used to always wanted to talk about moms and things like that. So I know in the streets, like none of my friends never asked me about my mama.
Yeah.
So that's why I found my comfort zone at. And I just ended up hanging with some guys in Susan Park and Kenner. And I seen what they was doing. And, at the time, I'm like, man, they making $400-500 a day. And I'm like, man, I need to get that. So I kind of like, got drawn into that.
So when your mom passed, you said you had a stepdad.
Yeah.
How was your living situation?
For a while, my stepdad.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, he was strict. He was strict, but he taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to be responsible too.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a number of love and respect for him. I actually haven't seen him or talked to him since Katrina.
Oh.
Yeah, because
displacement or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we kind of lost contact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you were 17 at the time. So you were living with who after your mom passed?
I was living with my aunt.
Okay.
On my dad's side, before my mama died, we had a choice to either go into 17, going to Magnolia, going to Cali or the Thomas, the Lafitte, because my mama got a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
So
you had all the project.
Yeah. So I could have went either way, anywhere. So, but my mama pretty much wanted us to go to Kenner.
Okay.
Because she felt like, if I send my boys to Kenner, then I don't got to worry about them getting off in the streets or whatever. But sure, little do she know, like when I got to Kenner, it was live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you regret your decision at all to this day, like where you went, or you think it would have been a difference if you went somewhere else?
I think, be honest with you, I think that I should have, instead of running away from that depression, of losing moms, that grief, I feel like I should have found a better way to cope with it.
Yeah.
And I should have put it into sports.
Yeah.
Because I was already playing ball, so I should have put more of more of that trauma that I was enduring at the time into that.
Yeah.
So
what was your family reaction like seeing you doing so good, about to go possibly to NBA or anything like that? Then you kind of took a turn to the streets.
Well, a lot of people that know me, like still to this day, they'll say, "Man, I thought you was going to that league."
Yeah.
So, but my family, I kind of distanced myself from my family. Even though I was living with my aunt at the time, like when I started going into the streets, it's like it was to a point to where I would just come in there at nighttime. And in the mornings, I wake up, like I'm going to school, and it just got to a point to where I just stopped going.
Yeah. So did you graduate?
No, I ain't graduate.
Oh.
Nah, I ain't graduate. I dropped out and went to 11th grade. Yeah.
So when did you first get a charge or have an interaction with the police?
Oh man, my first charge. I was 19. I was 19, and it actually happened in Kenner. So it happened in Kenner. I got pulled over, and a rookie cop got me. And I was kind of mad about it, but I copped out, got probation.
What was the charge?
Crack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was dealing crack at the time, 19, in the streets heavy, crazy stuff.
So how was that your first time going in? How did you feel?
Well, my first time when when I got arrested, I bonded out. I bonded out like maybe a couple hours later. They took me to in Kenner, when you get arrested for a felony, they bring you to the Kenner jail, then they transport you to Gretna.
Okay.
Yeah, so once I hit Gretna, I bonded out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling inside though?
Man, be honest with you, at that time I wasn't really feeling nothing. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't feeling nothing.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, this part of the game.
Yeah.
So let me bond
young,
out.
19.
I'm 19. Yeah. I wasn't really worried about none of that.
Okay, so you bonded out. You went to court and things for that.
Yeah, I went to court and I got probation for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-year probation.
Did you last the 2 years, or you got in trouble?
Oh man, look, what's crazy because I made it off, but what's crazy because in between them 2 years, I was caught in situations to where like the people will pull up and it's like 5 of us on the corner. And they'll go in the back, like they done went in the backyard and found some stuff in the backyard and put it on all 5 of us. So now we all, ain't nobody about to see, it's for this person.
Course, yeah.
Yeah, so we all rolled for it, and I sat in there about 2 months, but everybody else signed out. They didn't even have to bind out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they signed out. So,
As
but I said 2 months because I was on probation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they, the charges didn't stick, so they released me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how was that 2 months for you?
That was my first time actually really going upstairs.
Yeah.
Actually putting the urns jump on. So it was. I'm like. So when they when they told me I'm about to go upstairs, I said, man, here we go. You heard me?
Yeah.
Here we go. So it was cool though. I mean, it wasn't cool, but once I got up there, I fell on a tail with like two of my partners from my hood. A guy named Lil Will. So I fell on the tail with him, and it was all good.
Yeah. So you had family support and all that? Like put money on your books, on the phone?
Nah, I already had money.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
You took care
I
of
just had
yourself.
somebody to take care for me.
Okay. So after you got that charge, when you get your next charge, and how was life? Like, did you go back to the streets? Did you try to go get a job?
Oh nah. I was back at it, you know,
Yeah.
because my son was born when I was 19. He was actually born on my 19th birthday.
Okay.
So me and him got the same birthday. So
Me and my mom too.
Oh yeah, oh that's dope. Yeah. So I was, like I said, at that time at 19, I wasn't really thinking like straight. I was like, man, let me get back to this money.
Yeah.
I ain't going to jail, so I ain't going upstate. I'm on papers. I know how to move, so let me get back to this money.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did. But it turned out to be a crazy decision. But at that time, it was the right decision. Yeah. I felt like anyway at that time. But I was 19. Then after that, I just started turning up more.
Yeah.
Money started getting bigger. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool though.
So when did you catch your next charge?
I called my next charge when I was, it was in 2009, October 3rd, 2009. So what I was 26, so from 19 to 26.
So you was doing good. You was staying out the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I turned up with them like in between 19 and 26. Yeah, I turned up. Yeah, it was all the way up. I was for sure like that was like in between that time. I done seen over 6 figures in a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you was in mainly Kenner.
Nah.
Or you just moving around.
Well, when I was in the hood, I was mainly in my hood, Susan Polk. But like the bigger I got, I started branching off. Because I went to school in the city, so I knew a lot of people. Then, like I said, like a lot of my family is from the city. Like that's why I was really born. That's why I was born and raised there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just reached out. I started reaching out to a lot of my friends I grew up with, like in a Florida project. A lot of my people out the St. Thomas, the Noya, just everywhere. 17. Yeah. So I knew people everywhere. So I just started branching off.
Okay. So 26, you caught that charge.
26. I was actually, it was crazy because I was at home and I was like, man, I feel like going shopping today. So I hit my I called my ex-wife at the time I was with, and I said, where you at? And she said, about my mom. I said, all right, cool. I said, well, look, let's go shopping. So I drove to the hood to go meet her, but I had some stuff on me because I was supposed to drop it off to somebody. And we ended up going to Saks, and on the way coming back from Saks, I was like, man, let me stop and put this stuff up, but I didn't. So got back to the hood to drop her off back to her car so she can come home. And so man, once that happened, like soon as I pulled up, like man, they had the streets blocked off, and I seen a detective came up to the car and like tapped on the window and was like, CJ. So I looked, and by me hearing him say CJ, I knew that they was already ready. So I looked ahead and I seen Kenner police had the streets blocked off, so I couldn't even run if I wanted to. But I thought about it, but like I said, I had my ex-wife at the time. I had her in the car with me, and I didn't want to put her through all that.
Yeah.
No high-speed chase with the police and all that. Yeah. So I went to jail for that. They found it, found everything in my truck. And, I went to Kenner, left Kenner, went to JP, and buying it out.
So they were like watching your moves and things.
Oh yeah, man. They they had information on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I don't really want
of course,
get into, but they had information on me, a lot of solid information too. Cause man, they knew I just left New York. They knew I was up there about to sign a record deal and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say you used to rap.
Yeah, I was rapping at the time, so they knew all this. Cause at the time I had the song with CMurder, so they knew all that. Man, they knew everything. So when I got arrested, like I said, they ended up transporting me to JP, and once I got to JP, you know, I had to come off that bread, you know, $12,000 cash burn. So for me at the time, I thought it was gonna be higher than that. So they was like, well, look, we need the whole 12 to get you out. So I just told her, look, come with the bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that song still available online?
Oh man, you know what's crazy? Look, I talked to CMurder a couple times, right? And this was like last year. We chopped it up, and I told him, I said, homie, I want to put that record out. And he was just like, yeah, man, put it out, man, because I don't got it on platforms.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nowhere, you know, because back then in 2008, you know, it was CDs.
Yeah.
So
they had your CD and they was listening to it.
Yeah, right. right. You know, so yeah, it was crazy.
So will you put the song out?
Huh?
You gonna put the song out?
Yeah, he told me to drop it. So you know, I got the green light from him.
Yeah.
So he told me to just go on and release it on platforms.
Y'all still talk often, or?
Man, we was talking, but then like he went to the hole. So when he went to the hole, you know, we kind of like lost contact, and then he got my partner who was connecting us. He got shipped.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know, I'm actually trying to get back in touch with C now.
Yeah. Okay.
C a real one though, man. Like C, I pulled up on C. I was at a gas station in Metairie, and as soon as I got out, I said, man, that's CMurder. I said, man, what's up, C? He said, what's up, little homie? I said, man, what's up with a feature? And he said, man, who you signed to? I said, man, I'm signed to the streets. I said, what's up? So he was like, C started laughing really. So he said, man, give me $3,000. I said, that's it. So I come out my pocket with a 3,000 right then and there.
Spot, yeah.
Yeah, and then C told me, he gave me the address of the studio. So I went to the studio and kicked it with him a few times, and then, man, after that, like C actually he called me out the blue and was like, man, he said, man, send me a bio, bring me a bio, like a picture of bio and the CD cover. He said, man, I'm about to sing your stuff in the couch. You know what I'm saying? At the time it was couch records, so I was like, yeah. So he's like, man, look, come on right now. But I see a real one because he ain't had that to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most people ain't about to try to facilitate you to get no deal or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But he liked the way I was coming, and at the time, I ain't had no management or nothing like that. It was just me and my partners, me and my big brother Menace, you know what I'm saying? Like, we basically started together. It was Menace Music before it was BWA, it was Menace Music. And it was me, Menace, Razor, and Bobby Black.
Okay. So you said, we talked briefly, so you said that song had something to do with you serving time.
Yeah, because what happened was, so basically, as I'm fighting a charge, because I fought it for a year from the streets. So as I'm fighting a charge, the DA, they actually, the detectives actually presented my album covers, because at the time when I got busted, I had like a big box of CDs, because I was selling my stuff out the trunk. Okay. So they actually like kept all that. So as I'm sitting in the courtroom, they presented the song with the cover, because on my cover it had "I'm a Fool" featuring CMurder. So the DA was just like, Your Honor, we got another New Orleans rapper talking about drugs and guns, and he affiliated with CMurder, who was also convicted in this very courtroom. So when I heard that, I'm like, man. So now, like, all right, y'all trying to, now, like, by me knowing how I fell in the same courtroom with the same DA that convicted C, I knew I ain't had a chance, so, but I actually beat the charge at first. I beat it, the judge threw it out for no proper cause of searching my truck. But whenever you beat a charge, like, the DA get 30 days to appeal it. Okay. So they actually appealed it, and it went to the 5th Circuit, and the 3 judges on the panel, two of them ruled that the detective lied in good faith, and the other judge ruled in my favor. But I had to, it had to be 2-1. Yeah. 2-1 in my favor.
So you got charged. What was the charge?
Possession, Schedule 2, possession of cocaine, and convicted felon with a firearm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how long did you have to serve?
I actually copped out to 12 and a half years, and had to do 5 out of 12. I didn't want to cop out, but I actually stopped. I stopped the trial because I was like, man, look, we going to trial. Forget it. I'm going all the way because I felt like I had money at the time. So I'm like, nah, man, I ain't about to go in. So at the jury coming up, well, let me say this: I had 2 lawyers, and then at the last minute, I hired Jim Williams. And with Jim, he charged me $10,000, man, and it's like, I already had 10 on the table, but I gave him $10,000, like at the last minute, and got more time. So it's like I'm like, man, how I pay you $10,000 to get more time? Yeah. So during the trial, like they had the jury lined up. So I told them, I asked Jim. I don't know if it was. Well, I'm gonna see. It was God. Really, I felt like God was talking to me at the time because I asked Jim. I said, "Look, man." I said, "Let me holler at you." And I said, "Look, what's our chances?" And he was like, "Look, it's gonna be a 50-50 chance." He said, "Back when I was a prosecutor, if I had these rap lyrics, 9 times out of 10 you would be convicted." He said, "But I'm a fight." And it's a 50-50 chance. We still got her that lied. So
was the rap lyrics about you selling drugs?
Yeah, because look, because on the song I talk about having a 40. On the song I say I keep the 40 on me, and that's actually the gun I got busted with. So he told me, he said, "Look, they gonna use all this for the jury."
Yeah.
So I say, man, look, how much? What kind of deal I can get right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I cop out to the 10 that they originally came at me, with in the beginning? And so he went, talked to them, and they wasn't budging. They were saying 15. I said, man, look, I ain't about to take 15. So, I went off on Jim, like in a little room outside the courtroom. I went off on him. I said, man, look, all this money I just gave you, I said, man, you better go in there and go fight.
Yeah.
So he came back and was like, look, they came down to 12 and a half. So he said they ain't budging after that. So I looked at my aunties, and so I said, well, Jim said that if I go to trial, they told him that if I go to trial and lose, then they gonna give me 30 years with the bail. Well, they gonna bail me, which is gonna equals up to 30 years, right? So I said, man, you making it sound like it's a hard decision. If I got 30 in one hand and 5 in the other hand, I said I might as well just go take the 12 and go do the 5 and come home.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's basically what I did. Even though I felt like my chances would have been good at in court, but I ain't want to play with them because there's a lot of dudes that went to trial in JP, and there's up to 30 and 40 years right now wishing they would have copped out.
Yeah. So
I didn't want to be in that situation. So let me go do these 5 and come home.
How you felt in that moment?
Oh man, I had to leave my son.
Yeah.
So at the time he was 8 years old, and like.
You say you were married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was married to my ex-wife at the time. Yeah, he was 8, man. So that was a hard time. Me and him, like when I broke it down to him, me and him crying. You know what I'm saying? But I just told him, I said, look, man, you got to be a man. I'll be back. I ain't gonna be in there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your wife, like, is that a reason why did y'all break up during your 5 years, or?
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of we separated like halfway through.
It was a pressure from jail, or?
Yeah, I just think that at that time, I was new to jail, right? So, I just think at the time it was a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah.
You know, because she still had my son too. You know, she still, you know, like I didn't send my son back with his mama. So, you know, my son was living with me and her before I went to jail. So she kept him for like 2 years while I was in there, and you know, I ain't gonna lie, I tore my head off to her for that, you know, because most women would have sent their stepchild back
Wait,
the
so
day you went.
how did that even come about? So you had a baby with somebody, and
Yeah.
then you got married to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, my son was always, you know, he was living with me.
Okay.
Yeah, living with me and her at the time. So, you know, like I say, most women, you know, they would have
right away. Yeah.
Yeah, look, the first day you went in,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The same day the child would have been going by the mama.
So what do you think the pressure was? Was it like finance or just like emotionally?
Yeah, all that come with it, you know,
Yeah.
finances, her being a, you know, just her having to hold everything down on her own. You know,
So how were you? Like, were you like one of those ones keep calling exit for stuff? Or were
I
you
mean,
just emotionally not there?
you know, I ain't gonna lie, like at the time, like my first year, man, I was good. I was making big stores.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm running through money. Then I spent like $10,000 on a lawyer to try to get sentenced under a new act, try to get re-sentenced.
Yeah.
So that's $10,000 that
Wasted.
wasted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On top of phone calls, on top of visits. So I definitely get where she was coming from. You know, that could be hard on anybody, especially at the time she was like 20, 22. Yeah, 22. So
Where did they ship you to?
Hunts.
Okay.
Yeah, I did majority of my time in Hunts. And then my last 13 months I did that in Alexandria work release.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But before I got to work release, look, man, I was beefing with the people at Hunts. Like the free people, like the assistant wardens, man, he put a charge on me bad. Anybody that went to Hunts that was at Hunts from 2010 to 15, no, I'm gonna say 14, they had a crew called the Orleans crew. So we'll come, a trustee crew. So we would come to the city, like, and pick up trash around Tulane Hospital.
Okay.
So at the time, you know, I had my ex-wife at the time coming up there. You know what I'm saying? So you know, just visiting. So they knew about that, right?
Was she standing around watching you pick up trash, or how that work?
Nah, not really standing around picking up trash, you know what I'm saying? But you know, but they knew about that, right? So then they ended up putting another guy on the crew. Man, it's this dude here. He was the hottest person in the jail. And when they put him on the crew, he came and told him, he said, "See, boy, I'm on the crew. It's going down." So I told my big brother Chico from from Crawley Canal, I hired him. I said, "Man, they done put Pooh on the crew, bro." I said, "Man, I'm about to get off." So, because I knew it was about to go down. So, man, Pooh lasted probably 2 weeks. We get back to the jail. Man, every damn CEO at Hunts was waiting on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they basically, questioned everybody, and they told me, they say, "Look, we know you wasn't bringing the drugs in, but we know you was getting visits." You know what I'm saying? And we know you had a cell phone. So
how do they visit you though out there?
Well, I mean, it was cool.
If it's too much, don't say it.
Yeah, I don't really,
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Because dude that was over us, he cool, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't really trying to get him jammed up, nothing like that. But but yeah, it was, for the most part, it was cool. But I was just like, man, like, they went to questioning everybody. Like, look, it said we got Pooh, we got him, and we got the other dude. One got 6 months left, one got 2 weeks left, and they said you got 3 years left. They said, so if you don't tell us what we want to know about them two, you riding with them. So I told them, I said, man, well, look, I'm riding with them to the blocks then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wrote, they was like, the investigator was like, get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, it's whatever. So I rolled with them, like us three went to the cell blocks at Hunts, and like one went home 2 weeks later, and I was back there with the other one for with Pooh for like 6 months until he went home. Then they put another charge on me while I was back to see my number was in a cell phone that was on the whole other side of jail where Mac was at. So I'm like, man, so now they sent me to extended lockdown. So when I got on extended lockdown, that's when I met Kunta. Yeah, Kunta was already, he was already back there, man. Kunta was busting them people up at Hunts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well respected, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel like being in jail, like, emotionally affected you?
Be honest with you, I was cool when I first sat on my rack, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I first walked in a dorm, sat down, I was like, man, I'm in here. And I just looked around, I'm like, man, I ain't going home for 5 years.
Yeah.
But it was hard. It was hard at first, but I adapted quick. You know what I'm saying? Because in them situations, you gotta adapt. Like you can't just be sit around stressing. I wasn't doing no stressing. You know what I'm saying? Like so, and then at the time, Hunts, it was so much to do. Like they had a real gym, like a basketball gym, workout section where you work out there. They had a football team.
Okay.
Basketball tournaments inside the jail. So it was a lot to do to keep your mind off stressing.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got in the cell blocks, when I went to extended lockdown where Kunta was at, I'm in a cell 23.5 hours a day. So it ain't no coming out to go work out. It ain't no no TV like that on extended phone calls once a week. Couldn't make store. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't get number cosmetics. But it was, I felt like at that time, like that's when I really felt it. Because I felt like the walls was closing in on me.
Yeah.
Because I was back there for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell that they wasn't going to let me from back there because they told me that I'm going to go home from back there. But man, it got to a point to where I was counting every little speck on the wall, like every little speck on the bars. That was, and that's when I realized, I said, oh no, it's time to go.
Yeah.
So I called my ex-wife's sister now, and I was like, man, look, call up here to the warden and let them know what's going on, because I was only supposed to be in the blocks for 90 days. You know what I'm saying? And that turned into 2 years of me being back there. People thought I went home. They thought I got shipped.
Wow.
Some thought I went home. So it's like I felt that I done read every book it was. So I said, man, these people trying to take my mind.
Yeah.
So when I seen how I felt like the walls started closing in on me, that's when I knew it was time to go. And I was just like, I ain't about to let them win like this. So,
you feel like that still has an impact on you today?
Yeah, because like, be honest with you, sometimes I don't even like to be, like, I don't like people like behind me.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, believe it or not, even crowded places that I'm at, I just be looking at everybody.
Yeah.
Like I be alert, because being in jail and doing time, it's like you around so many different egos, so many different people, to where like you have to adapt and be alert.
Mm-hmm.
From your surroundings. So with me doing 5 years, like them 5 kind of like got me stuck in that mindset of just being alert, like everywhere I'm at.
Yeah. Do you feel like you like institutionalized a bit?
I just grew out of that. Probably like about, let me see, I came home in 2015.
It was almost 10 years.
Yeah, so I kind of grew out of that probably around 2020. About 2020, I still be eating hookup sometimes. Sometimes I eat a hookup.
Yeah.
With the noodles, and I put a bag of Cheetos in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
Are you? No, you off probation, right? So you was on probation. Or
yeah,
parole?
actually, I had 8 years of parole.
Mm-hmm.
But they had just passed a law to where you get 30 days for every 30 days you do on the streets.
Okay.
So that cut my parole time in half. So I actually got out off parole in 2020.
Was it hard for you to like stay out the way?
Man, I stayed out the way from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I know in order for me to last, I got to stay out the way.
Yeah.
You know, I got to stay out the way.
So you a convicted felon, so you can't be around weapons and things like that.
Nah, man. I got like, I think next year I could apply for my expungement and then get a gun in my name.
Yeah. So that hard for you though, like being in the music industry and then.
Yeah, because I hate, I feel like I can get into it with somebody in a Walmart parking lot, a regular person, and if he got a gun to carry, and I get into it with him, and he feel threatened, he going for his gun.
Exactly.
I can't go for mine. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not really I ain't supposed to have a gun on me.
Yeah.
So that's why I be like, man, it's crazy. So I be having to watch how I carry myself. Some stuff I be like, all right, like if I can avoid it, then I'm gonna avoid it. Because I know like it be hard to, turn down once you turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you being around people that carry like?
Man, I wasn't even around people, be honest with you. Like, cause when I came home, I jumped straight into music. So, and I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, like with Kid, he when I first got with him, we were traveling a lot, so I wasn't really, at home a lot. I was on the road, New York a lot, really pretty much every state. So I was on the road a lot with him, and it used to just be me, him. Me, him, and T the baby. But yeah, that was it. So and it wasn't like a lot of egos that I had to control. It wasn't a lot of people, like a lot of, those that keeping a gun on them and just tripping out on everybody for no reason. Because if you got people around you that's tripping out for no reason and got a gun on them, then that's when everything come on you. That he come on you because you on parole. You don't really supposed to be around him anyway.
Exactly. So how was your relationship with your child? Like when you got out?
When I got out, I got remarried. And
did you meet the person while you was incarcerated?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, we actually knew each other before. She from Kenner.
Okay.
Shout out to my wife. But she actually we actually knew each other.
Okay.
So I like her brother was in there with me. So at the time when me and my ex-wife had split up or whatever, I used to always tell him, man, what's up with your sister, man? So he'll tell her or whatever, and then from there went from me just hopping on the phone one day because he was on a call with her, and then I had a cell phone too, so he'll be like, man, call Shonda and tell her to handle this business for me. So sure, and it went from there. Yeah, it went from there. Yeah, once he gave me the number to call her, sure, it was on.
He didn't feel no type of way. You talking to his sister, or he just knew what type of person he was?
He didn't feel no type of way. He knew what type of dude I was.
Yeah.
And then plus, like I said, we knew each other before. So it ain't like I was a stranger. Yeah. We'd be around each other sometimes.
So your son was being raised by his mother? Or by your family?
I actually sent my son by his mom. After the separation with me and my ex-wife, he had to go by his mama now. So he was with his mama from that point on, from 2013 until I came home at 15. But even when I came home, he didn't move with me right away. He didn't move with me right away because I came home August 9th, and I think school had just started, so he was by his mom already. Yeah.
He was excited for you to come home. Like, did y'all have a good relationship while you were locked up? Would y'all get to see each other?
Yeah. He can't visit. I ain't gonna lie. Like my ex-wife, like for like the first 2.5 years, 3 years, she's always bring him.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to I used to always see him a lot, you know, because I was 30 minutes away. And then at Hunts, they had contact visits, you know, we could, you know, it wasn't behind no glass and nothing like that. Unless you was in the cell blocks. But, yeah, you know, it was cool. Then when I came home, you know, he was older. Keep in mind, like, you know, when I went in, he was 8. When I come out, he 13.
Yeah.
So, you know, he playing sports now.
Basketball?
Yeah, he was trying to play a little, trying to do a little something, you know. You know, he ain't got my skills. He ain't got my skills, but you know, he was doing a little something though.
Yeah.
How
old is he now?
He's 21.
Okay. He ever got any trouble?
Oh, yeah, man. He actually, man, I had to get this boy out of a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You know, after he graduated, he was going to Talladega College, and you know, he ended up getting in a little situation with his friends, and you know, I had to get him a lawyer. You know, so my lawyer, you know, shout out to Gaynell Williams, you know, one of the best. She ended up getting the charge off him.
Do you feel like that's a reflection of you going to jail, or do you think it's just part of his path?
Well, no, because at that time, like, it wasn't nothing he did.
Okay.
You know, it was just a situation to where one of his friends took the grandmother car and joyriding, come pick my son up, and my son, he was let me drive. So he driving, not knowing that he took his grandmother car or something like that.
Okay. And it was reported.
Yeah, it was reported, and it was in Kenner, you know, got pulled over, and he was driving.
Okay.
So it was one of them situations.
Yeah. So how was it for you coming home? Like, so when you first came home, what exactly did you do? Like, did you go get a job, or did you start like your own business?
Man, be honest, which I kind of had a head start when I came home. One of my friends, man, one of my bros that I actually met him at Hunts. Guy named Chop, you know, from Holly Grove. I actually met him at Hunts, man, and you know, that was like my brother from another mother. Like, man, I got love for him. So he got out before me, and man, he pretty much, you know, he gave me some bread. You know, when I came home, it was like, man, look, he was like, look, this for you. See, you don't owe me nothing. You're like, man, this for you, man. Go shopping. Go, you know, do whatever you want to do. You know, it's all love, man. And I ain't and be honest with you, like, he was he was the only one that really did that for me. Yeah, so that's my brother, man. You know, free Chop too, man. You know, he locked up in the feds right now. You know what I'm saying? But he'll be home soon though.
So speaking on that, do you feel like a lot of people turn their back on you when you went to prison?
Man, for me, I didn't really expect anything from anybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I went in, I kind of like expected my wife at the time to handle my business. But I think just thinking back on it, maybe I should have, you know what I'm saying, like the ones that I showed love to, the ones that I was feeding, the ones that I was putting on, you know, yeah, I should have been like, man, look, handle that for me,
Yeah.
you know, but I didn't. So, and you know, I ain't got no regrets about it.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't the type to really just be expecting somebody to do something for me anyway. You know, I mean, I made this bed, I'm gonna lay in and I'm gonna figure it out. Now, you know, if I reach out and, you know, I need you and you come through, it's all love. If you don't, it's cool too.
Yeah. How do you feel like you going to prison like affects you today? I guess with like having a record or.
Man, it's crazy because at one time, like when I was, you know, I was actually trying to like get in a plant, like trying to get a job like for the plant itself at Valero, and they shot me down for you know, the record. So, you know, of course, you know, I could have went through contractors and stuff like that, but you know, it is. For me, I think the most important thing is not being able to get a gun.
Yeah.
Not being able to ride with something legally. you know, in my name, yeah, that's the most important thing. Because, you know, everybody got to have protection.
Exactly. New Orleans. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know, when it comes to me getting out, I think I was blessed. Like I said, man, you know, I start doing music again after I said I wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because when I was in jail, I ain't write a rap until I went in the cell blocks. You know, when I ain't had no choice to. But I was like, man, I'm done with music. But then when I came home, you know, the money Chop gave me, I actually I went paid Kid for a feature. I paid Kid for a feature, and I shot the video. So actually, the song got Kango from PNC. Got Kango on the hook. I put him on the hook, and a verse from Kid. At the time, Kid was still signed with G Unit at the time. So I did the record, and I put the video out, but I ain't promote it. I didn't promote the video. I didn't, like, instantly I was like, man, I don't think I'm in love with being a rapper no more. So I was calling Kid about something, and keep in mind, at this time, me and him didn't have a relationship like that. You know, it was business.
Yeah, I just met.
Yeah, we had just met. So I called him, and it was about something I forgot. But he was like, man, I'm out here in Atlanta. You know, I ain't gonna be back till tomorrow. I got a show out here tonight. So it's around 10 o'clock in the morning. So I said, yeah. So I said, the show tonight? Like, yeah. I said, dig. I said, all right. I said, I'm coming through. So he didn't think I was coming. You know what I'm saying? So I pretty much hopped in the car and drove to the 8. I couldn't get no flights. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't find no flights, you know. So I drove to the 8. And I called him like when I was matter of fact, I called him when I was outside because he was at the venue. Yeah. Yeah, and he said, "Man, you serious?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'm outside." So he sent his manager at the time to come get me. So they walked me in, and you know, he was on stage actually. So when he seen me, you know, he was like, "See, man, look." I'm talking about while he on stage performing, he was like, "See, man, come up here, man, let's do that song we did." Yeah. Called me completely off guard. You know, I ain't think he was going to call me up there in front of all these people to come do this song because, you know, I just wasn't expecting it, man. Ain't too many people going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, Kid, a real one, man. Like, that's my brother for life, you hear me?
So how did it come about you being you like a manager for him, right?
Yeah, manager. I started managing Kid, like I said, it was 2000, I want to say December of 15. It was I came about right after he was on the cover of the Double XL. Okay. So it was like December. So that's when we, you know, I started moving around with him. Pretty much, you know, traveling with him with his manager at the time was named GX. So I was being more of a role manager. And so, you know, they had their issues, and Kid was just like, "Man, see, look, it's me and you." And I was like, "Shit, man, look, say less, you know, let's get it." And from there, man, you know, I learned the manager game. You know, I set up a 19-city tour by myself. You know, routed the whole tour and everything. And
why do you think he trusted you with his career?
Cause Kid knew I wasn't around him for all the wrong reasons. You know, when I came around, you know, I came with something. I was bringing something to the table. Yeah. Like I was working. You know, I was getting them booked. You know, I was putting together shows. I was getting them pressed. I was doing a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I was actually bringing things to the table versus just want to be around for a picture, Instagram picture. Yeah. You know, want to be around just to say I'm around, you know, and I wasn't ever that type, and he knew that. Yeah. Even when I was at the G Unit office a lot, I done went to the office a lot. And like every time I'm up there at G Unit office, 50 will be in there, 50 will be like, you know, like, I never once just went up to Fifth, like, man, let's take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, like, it was always all love whenever I did come up there because I wasn't the type to just be one just flick up pictures all day for Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was all good. So that's why actually at one of their shows, Fifth had a show in New York, and Kid was on stage with the unit performing, and I'm on side of the stage, just recording. Man, Fifth actually came pull me, like he came to the side and pulled me to the front. So I'm up there at the front, so it's looking like, yeah. Yeah, man, I wish somebody had a picture of that, man.
Yeah. Hey, it might be floating around somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody got it, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah. But it was all love though, man.
So how long you been managing him now, you think?
Like I said, from 2016.
Okay. So it's like 8 years.
Yeah, but like now it's like, we family.
Yeah.
So it ain't just a managing thing. It ain't just, like man, we real family. Like that's like my real brother. Like I mean, he come to my crib, I go to his crib. He know my wife, he know my kids. They got a relationship. We all just we a family.
Yeah. So
it's more than just music with us. You know what I'm saying?
So are you looking to like build a label, or you just?
I was, be honest with you, but I just feel like a lot of artists, they don't have that work ethic outside the studio.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of artists will say, man, I'm working, I'm putting the work in, but it takes more, it takes more than just working inside the studio.
Of course. Yeah.
You gotta actually be out, you gotta be networking, you gotta be, like doing all of those things to connect the dots.
Blogs, photo shoots.
Blogs, photo shoots, everything. If Young G's are gonna be at the Metro, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you need to pop out. Get you a section. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get a section, pop out. You got to network, go network with the DJ. Because I did that. I come from that era. Like I said, I learned everything from my big brother Menace, man. And Menace was, he was with Soda Slim. Then when Slim got killed, when Slim died, he started his own thing, Menace Music, and he brought me in as part of that, and we used to hit the road.
Yeah.
We used to hit the road selling our CDs in front of the club, in front of the gas stations. I'm talking city to city. We used to be all in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just hitting the road and just, at the malls, selling CDs. And so, I come from that. So me as a rapper, I didn't have no problem with going in front of the store, post up.
Yeah.
And post up. Going inside the mall, standing in front of gas stations, hitting the clubs. I ain't had no problem with that because that's what I came from. That's the game my big brother gave me. So for me, it's like with these artists nowadays, I know they don't got CDs no more, right? But they do got flyers.
Yeah.
They do got flyers you can pass out.
Yeah.
You can get 5,000 of them printed up, hit the college campuses.
They got too much pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it just be hard, man, because I know my work ethic. Like if I was still rapping, man, it'll be lit.
So you got the artists. Well, you say you got 2 artists, right?
Yeah. I got 3. I'm working with, of course, Kid. That's family. Gonna always connect dots for him. Rhea Reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rita, man, like, she remind me so much of Kid, man. It's like, I feel like she ain't get her just due yet. She got a good heart. I feel like she ain't get her just due yet. I feel like, she definitely underrated.
Yeah, she's very talented.
Yeah, definitely underrated. And like I said, when I was, able to check her stats and see what she's screaming at, like what her music screaming at, man, she doing like she doing like she doing 2 million streams in New York.
Yeah.
She doing another like 1.5 million like in Virginia, DC, the Carolinas, man, throughout the whole Midwest. And I didn't know that her reach had stretched that far.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, I said, man, I told myself, I said, I could really get her in a situation. I could really, like put her in front of people. Because a lot of people know her song, The Rules. That song called The Rules. They know it, but they don't see her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I came in that to make sure that the world see her. To make sure Reading, you know, is one of the biggest. You know, I feel like she supposed to be up there with Glorilla, you know, Megan and Sexy Red. Yeah, like, you know, and I'm gonna make sure I do what I gotta do to get her up there.
Well, like you said, it all starts with people behind the scenes.
Yeah,
so.
people behind. Yeah, because see, artists don't know the people behind the scenes is the one connect the dots.
Absolutely.
You gotta have a team. You know what I'm saying? Better believe me, Beyonce got a whole team. It ain't just
of course,
her. She got a whole team of people that don't get no sleep. That's like me. Like this morning, you know, I'm setting up a tour for Rita right now, and this morning I've been up since 6:30 emailing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's work. You know, so I also got another artist named Benji Kane. I'm working with. He actually from the West Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with him too. I actually been working with Benji. I actually met Benji when he was 18. I brought him over to Kid label called Millionaire. And you know, like, you know, I actually took Benji on the road with me to Chicago, let him open up for Jeremiah and Kid. Did a lot of things for him, but we kind of went our ways, like in between the times of now and back then. But we just hooked back up. So,
do you have people that you work with, or are you just a one-man band right now?
Man, be honest with you, it's just me, man, and I feel like I can't do it all. So I'm actually looking for somebody to add to my team, somebody I can win with, somebody that got a work ethic, somebody that wanna be a manager, wanna be behind the scenes and not be in all the videos.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
And not be in all the videos, you know. So you know, I can't do it by myself.
What makes you so with you having that third artist, like what makes you choose the artist? Or I'm sure you're not trying to add them more right now since you got 3. But what are you looking for when you look at the artist?
Be honest with you, I just be looking for that work ethic outside the studio. You know, because it's harder to break an artist when they don't have nothing going on, you know, outside the studio. Yeah. You know, and it's hard because think about it, right? Like social media free. So as an artist, you got to be able to figure out how to make yourself hot, how to draw the people into you. You ain't got to pay for that. It's free. Just create content. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, create content. And I don't think no artist should just rely on their management to do everything.
Exactly. Or to give them pointers and all that all day. Yeah. Like I said, you got TikTok, social media. Yeah.
All that's free. So, you know, I don't want to manage an artist that just record. I mean, because that, you know, that let me know that once we get the money, I mean, you just gonna think recording is the only thing you need to do to keep the money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is to keep the money and let it grow, versus getting the money and losing the money. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want no lazy artists, man. But so, you know, so far I'm blessed. You know.
What about your businesses? I know.
Oh man, I got a transportation company. Okay. Called GTS Logistics. And me and my wife and my brother-in-law, we actually just started a company called Mash It Out. It's basically like a smash room where you go inside. You know, these 3 rooms we have, and you just break things. Yeah. We have refrigerators, washers and dryers, TVs. Anything you can name.
Where's that located?
Bottles, Benville, 4417 Benville Avenue. Okay. Right off the corner from Monday's Restaurant.
Yeah. How long y'all been open?
About a month.
Okay. And it's going good?
Yeah, it's going good, man. Yeah. It's going good. We actually just had a party of 27.
That's good.
Yeah, 27 high school kids came. And we just did a couples night. Yeah. Yeah, you know, that was a good turnout.
Y'all have a big liability with that?
Nah,
or just like a little insurance.
Yeah, little simple insurance. You know, everybody that come through got to sign a waiver. Yeah, you know, got to sign a waiver so we can be protected. We don't need no lawsuits.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I can imagine stuff flying and glass. And all that.
But you know, you had to put. You know, we have helmets. Yeah, we have helmets with a shield that come down. We have coveralls that you can put on. But it's not mandatory that you put a coverall on.
Yeah.
They're just for people that come in and don't have any long sleeves on, because you
Yeah.
got to have long sleeves, pants, and
Closed-toe
closed-toe
shoes.
shoes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
if
what
you
about the
don't-
transportation? What kind of transportation do y'all do?
We do medication delivery. So
Okay.
yeah, I have a contract with a few pharmacists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I pretty much I do that. I have a driver.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much, trying to build. I'm pretty much trying to build that company up.
Yeah.
But it's going good though. I actually had that for about a year now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That sounds good. I heard about that a lot lately with the medical.
Oh yeah,
transportation stuff.
yeah, definitely good. And my wife, she a therapist. She a mental health therapist.
Yeah.
We actually have our office located in Kenner, 1919 Veterans Boulevard, Suite 302.
Okay.
So she one of the top therapists in the city.
What kind of therapy she do?
Mental health.
Okay.
Anything with, like if you suffering from depression, anxiety, whatever,
Yeah.
she the one to come to.
She take Medicaid?
She take Medicaid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need some therapy a little bit. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
she take Medicaid. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Look, the name of the company called Forever Care.
Yeah.
Forever Care Resource Center.
I tried therapy once, but I want a black therapist.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she the one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she the real deal. Everybody love her.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
so.
sure.
So what advice would you have for like youth, especially youth in New Orleans? They be breaking in cars, doing all type of things. Like, what advice would you give to those children and those parents?
Man, to the kids that's breaking in cars and just getting into all the wrong stuff. I was young. I got into stuff. I wasn't breaking in cars and all that, but like I said, I started selling drugs at a young age as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, man, like, keep in mind, whatever you do, always think about this. What you do in 5 seconds could cost you the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, breaking in cars, I feel like, a lot of these kids don't have no outlets. Like back when I was growing up, man, we had a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
We had, it was basketball, football. It was actually kids in the neighborhood that was getting off school, going outside and play football.
Yeah.
Going outside and play basketball. So, it was stuff that we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
In today's time, man, they get off school, they out the door, and they looking for all the wrong stuff to do.
Yeah.
So,
Or
I just
got
think,
their phones.
yeah, got their phones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they beefing with each other. They getting on social media, telling this one pull up. It's just crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? And social media like to blame for all that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but these kids don't realize, man, I was incarcerated. Like when I got up there, it was so many young dudes that was 18. And come up there with 60 years.
Yeah.
80 years. At 18. And I'm like, man, like, they don't even know what all that time means.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you first get in there, it's all fun and games. They looking for pills. They looking for the drugs. Every drug they got on the streets, they got in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So they getting high every day.
Yeah.
But then again, you'll see them under that cover. That cover over their head. That's when their high done came down,
Mm-hmm.
and they thinking about how much time they got. Yeah, man.
Reality kicked in.
Reality kicked in. Yeah, so it's real, So it's a lot of people that don't get them second chances. Some people jump out the porch at 17, 18 years old and be gone, forever.
Mm-hmm.
Gone for life, gone for 40, 20. It's a lot, So I think these kids need to understand that, that, man, it's not a game. Like, the court system is designed to fail us.
Yeah.
It's designed like that because, like, in my situation, man, I got 12 and a half years for some drugs. I read some drugs in possession of a firearm, but it wasn't aggravated. It was still a non-violent charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, that was my only two situations. But, man, there's people that coming up, like a white kid got sentenced right before me. 5 felonies. 5. all them drugs and armed robbery, and got 3 years.
Yeah.
Got 3. And here it is, you know, when I hear the judge say 3, but then again, you know, y'all give me 12. That's when I knew, yeah.
Color of your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of dudes in jail, man. Like, even dudes on rape charges and, you know, sex charges, man, 3 years, 4 years. And I'm like, man, y'all give me all this time for some drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
What about those teens you spoke on? Kind of off subject, but those teens you spoke on that got those long sentences. Like, do you feel like that affects their sexuality? Like being in jail, like they going at 18, they got 50 years. They never about to possibly mess with a woman again. It's just a thought, you know.
I mean, be honest with you, like, you know, they got something in there that do mess with women,
yeah.
You know, the free woman that's there, you know. So, but for the ones that don't, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't really answer that one.
So that's not really something. A lot of people say it's not really something like what you see on movies and stuff. They act like it's like a big thing in there with all the gay and rape.
Yeah. You definitely see everything in there.
Yeah.
You know. You see. You see boys with boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know. You see some of the ones you think real.
Yeah.
Walking around there with a boy.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
Got a boy lotion in his back. You know. Yeah. You know. I ain't gonna expose them, but there's a lot of.
So
them.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we're going to close it on that one. But I want to thank you for coming through. You definitely had a great story and gave a lot of great advice to people. And you got any last drops you want to let people know or look out for?
Oh, man. You know, I just want to thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
You know, thank you for having me. I appreciate that. You know, and, you know, I just want to give a shout out to, like I said, my family, man. You know, make sure y'all be tuned in to Kid new project, Real Read, about to drop too. Benji Kane coming, so you know, make sure y'all tuned in. Follow me on Instagram at CJayDaTruth, CJayDaTruth.
Yeah, make sure y'all go visit the Smash Room.
Yes.
Everybody got anger. They need to
visit the Smash Room. Mash it out.
Yeah.
Nola on Instagram.
I gotta come through there.
Mash it out, Nola on Instagram. Yeah, come through. We got 3 Smash Rooms. We got the paint room. Yeah, come through.
Okay, I got a paint room.
We got a paint room.
So you know?
Like glow paint too. It's glow paint. Yeah. Come through. 4417 Benville Avenue. We right off the corner from Monday's Restaurant. I know y'all know where Monday's at.
Yeah, everybody know where Monday's at.
Yeah.
All right, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment down below, and we have a new episode every other Wednesday. Peace.